So you stole Loki's Chewie. Ate it outside.
That's what he usually. I think he figured out he could do that now. He usually picks one up on his way out, eats it, and then looks for another one after he comes back.
Yeah, he goes in the bedroom.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Save Point Podcast. I am Josh, and as always, I've got Sean, Leo, and the second best Call of Duty player, Chase, with us as always. Corey wanted me to say that. He wanted me to introduce you as the second best Call of Duty player.
Second base. Second best.
Oh, that's why I beat him.
This is the Save Point Podcast Games Edition, where we get with you every single week to talk about all of the biggest news going through the industry as well as what we've been playing. If it's your first time to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button so that when we drop a new video, you know exactly when it comes out. And most importantly, please tell a friend to do the same. We couldn't do this without your love and support. Now that we got that out of the way, how you guys doing?
Not too bad.
Good, getting drooled on by the dog.
It's always fun.
It's all good.
So we've got just a couple of stories. There were others that I could have added. I didn't think there was a ton to say about them, so I obviously didn't do that. The first one, though, we'll just jump right in, guys, is GTA 6 is in development. In a move that surprises absolutely no one, Rockstar Games is working on the next entry in its best-selling open-world series, Grand Theft Auto. However, it may be smaller than its predecessors, at least at launch, due to the alleged changes at the studio. As reported by Kotaku, the game is in early development and has changes to its development cycle due to the discussions on their crunch culture leading up to the launch of Red Dead Redemption 2, where it was reported that devs were forced to work 100-hour work weeks to finish the game on time. Those allegations were later refuted by co-founder Dan Houser, who said that it was just the writing team that worked that many hours and not the entire development staff. Because of these alleged changes, the next entry may launch a game that is smaller in size and scope and then be regularly updated through expansions and DLC. There is currently no release window for this title yet, but my guess is 2024 at the earliest, but only time will tell. Mark C writes in, he says, what's up, or what's good, Save Point crew? With the recent rumors surrounding GTA 6, when do you think it'll take place, and what city do you think it'll be set in? I would personally love to see them go back to London and get away from the Liberty City, Los Santos, and Vice City. And when do you think it'll release, considering they're saying it's going to be a smaller game, at least at first? So I'll open it up to you guys. First off, let's start with Mark's question first. Where and when would you like to see it set? Do you want it like a period?
Actually, I mentioned it before that I would like to see it back in London.
Yeah.
So
I think London would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know of any other like big, like iconic American cities that they could kind of like riff off of. Like Chicago's like just kind of like New York, in a way.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you go to like Detroit, where you can go cross border to Canada.
I think. I think like a cool place would be like a Vegas ripoff.
Okay.
Like in that area.
Oh, it would be nice if it was like
kind of like casino.
50s, yeah, 50s.
Right. Oh, interesting.
Vibe.
Go back to the 50s. Okay.
Oh yeah,
like that Rat Pack era.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be cool. I don't know if they would do this, but with the success of obviously, Breaking Bad and even Ozark more recently and stuff like that, I would like them to see like something like completely like almost not in the middle of nowhere, but like the Ozarks, or something rural where it's not like this big sprawling city, but it's still like this really detailed world with,
Well, that'd be cool if you could steal like horses and shit.
I mean, it's starting to sound like Red Dead. Don't want to go too far in that direction.
Steal a tractor.
But yeah, something like that where it's not necessarily a big city. Although if it's not that, then yeah, I would like to go back to London.
I always thought like Tokyo or something would be cool. That's just like probably never going to happen. That's just turned into Yakuza.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, they really are limited in what they I guess not really limited, but yeah, I mean, when you're talking about big cities, it is. It is.
If you remade the London, you got pretty much a skeleton of what the story could be.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
And just expand from there. And that's where you get your, smaller, storyline to release right away and expand from there. But
right. No, yeah, that's not bad. So, what was his other question? Oh, and when do you think it'll release, considering they're saying it's a smaller game? So, it is, according to this report by Kotaku, it is early in development, but they don't obviously say what that means. My guess is pre-production. They're probably still getting.
They probably just thought about it
together. Yeah,
they were like, let's do GTA 6.
Right, yeah, there's probably a couple, notes on a whiteboard somewhere. My guess is 2024. I don't really see it coming out any sooner than that. I don't know about you guys.
No,
I think at the earliest 20.
Yeah, we don't know how much
even
smaller,
if it's
but
smaller, we don't know how much smaller, but there's still going to be a lot in it that I'm sure Rockstar will do.
But I will say this: I know Activision is pushing Rockstar, not Activision, Take-Two, pushing Rockstar to come out with games more often.
Yeah.
So if you take that into account, maybe 2023. But I really doubt that. Honestly.
Yeah, they were saying, you're right. They did say, this is probably sometime last year. They said that this, even though obviously their games sell, GTA 5 has sold 100 million, Red Dead 2 has sold 30 million. These games are huge, but they still want more than just a one game a generation type of developer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could be part of it as far as the scope. What I want to see, obviously, with the increase in power and capabilities of the next gen system, I don't want worlds that are just bigger to be bigger. You know what I mean? Like Chase said, I would rather have them.
I think I'm almost over the overly huge.
That's what I mean.
Open world games. It's I can't. It's too.
It's too much.
I can't. I can't do that much. And stay focused on one game.
Make it. I want it more realistic. Make it more lived in. Make it more lively. Make it more dense. But I don't need a world that's literally the size of the United States. You know what I mean? I don't need.
You mean GTA Rhode Island?
Yeah, I don't need I don't need worlds that are just big just because it's a cool thing that the developer can say and that it sounds good in marketing.
Yeah,
kind of piggybacking off of his last question. I think a cool idea would be maybe having two cities. Maybe you could do London and Liberty City, and each of them smaller. And then
you
fly
ride
back
the Titanic back and forth.
and you fly back and forth or something, an international crime thing,
right. Interesting.
Because they will have next gen capabilities, so they could do that.
That would be cool.
And maybe since they're making it smaller, make it London at first, and then add on the Liberty City later on or something.
Or if they want to go for a big city that's never been done yet, you could always do Dubai.
Yeah, that's an up and coming city. I thought Moscow would be kind of cool with the Russian mob.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, I don't expect anything.
I hope it's not something that they've already done, Vice City.
And that's what Mark said. He's I don't want to see
Vegas, because I haven't even done that before, the seedy underbelly of Las Vegas, because there's a lot of stuff going on over there. I haven't even touched on.
Have it where it's not just a tropical place. Even with Las Vegas, you could even take it to the desert.
That's what I was thinking. Not just the strip, but you know.
And they'd have Area 51 in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. You know how Rockstar is.
I don't know if you guys remember this. I think this was a rumor, and I think it's been debunked since then. It's been maybe 18 months or 2 years. There was a rumor that was saying that it was supposed to actually be set in, was it Rio de Janeiro? I think is what it was. It was somewhere in South America, but I think it was Rio, and it was supposed to be
Fast and Furious.
There was something with some Colombian drug lords that were mixed in there, and it was
literally
Fast and Furious.
I was literally just thinking someone like somewhere like in Mexico and have like cartels, like the different cartel.
I think that would be
cool.
That would be a different take on the organized crime that we normally see with like the mob and the mafia that we've seen in other GTAs. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I agree. I don't think that they can just go to Vice City again and just make it, you know what I mean? Or go to Liberty. God forbid they go back to Liberty City or Los Santos.
They should do it where they're boosting cars and stealing
just
merchandise from
make it Fast and Furious.
my truck.
So who knows? All right, moving on. Call of Duty 2020 may be set in Vietnam and not be a reboot or a sequel to Black Ops. In recent days, there have been leaks about the next installment in the annual sales juggernaut Call of Duty. However, contrary to popular belief, it doesn't seem to be set in the Black Ops universe. Instead, it was again confirmed by former Kotaku editor Jason Schreier that it is instead set in the Vietnam era. However, the final title of the game is still being worked on. So there wasn't much more news on that. My question for you guys, because you guys are more into Call of Duty, I think, than me and Leo, is if this turns out to be true and it is Vietnam, it's obviously still developed by Treyarch because of the Sledgehammer Raven controversy. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah.
They were developing the Call of Duty for this year, and supposedly it was turning out to be like a trash fire, so they scrapped it. And in emergency duty, they put they put Treyarch on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many Black Ops games are there right now?
4 Black Ops.
There you go. There's your title there.
What?
Call of Duty V for 5 and Vietnam.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
great ideas, Treyarch. If you're watching,
we want
just shout us out. We want us in the game as an Easter egg.
Yep.
25% of all royalties. Are you guys excited about the setting? If this turns out to be,
I've been waiting for them to do Vietnam since.
I've been wanting them to do Vietnam, especially ever since they announced the Modern Warfare reboot. Mm-hmm. And after they redid World War II stuff, I was like, they need to go to Vietnam.
Yeah. Now that wasn't the first Black Ops. That was the Cold War, right? Or was that?
It was just Cold War. It wasn't
there's
specifically Vietnam.
There's missions in Vietnam, which were like my favorite missions.
Gotcha.
And I think like just the play style of it would be so much different. Like having to fight against like guerrilla tactics and use guerrilla tactics.
Right.
If they even like implement something like that.
Yeah, it would be cool.
They would have to if it was Vietnam.
Right.
I think like the would be cool. Like it just in a Vietnam setting, like going out on patrols and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would be cool. Now, my question to you guys, with again the Sledgehammer Raven, they were creating a campaign. It didn't work out. Is this going to be a similar situation to what happened with Black Ops 4, where because of the truncated development cycle, do you think that it's going to be missing a campaign and be
missing a campaign?
No, I don't think they're going to make that mistake again.
You don't think
people
so?
were really pissed about it last time.
Okay.
Even though they saw a lot of people don't want a campaign, but the people who do are pretty vocal about it.
Right.
And I don't think they'll forego.
So my next question is, do you see them doing another battle royale mode in the next one?
No,
that's strict multiplayer.
That's why they made Warzone free to play and not for Modern Warfare owners.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that's their battle royale from here on out, and that's what they're going to spend their time on.
Maybe they'll make a completely new type of game mode separate from multiplayer.
Right.
Interesting. Who knows? But yeah, I don't think I don't know why they would pump so much time and effort and money into Warzone for only a year.
Right.
Not even, because it came out halfway through the life cycle.
Yeah, less than a year, just to kind of move on with another battle royale.
Right.
I think they'll hang on to Warzone for a few years at least.
Yeah, I heard, I didn't put this in, but I heard that they're going to take a lot of cues from Fortnite in terms of like they're going to try to create like big events around like the ending of it, you know, the end of seasons and the end of chapter or whatever it's called, and try to make it like instead of just update. Yeah, to Warzone.
Yeah, I heard that they're gonna do like in-game events like Fortnite did.
Right, stuff like that. Yeah. Which I think is kind of cool because I mean, even if it's like Fortnite did a lot right and does a lot right, like the time that where they at the end of season 1 or season 1, where they basically rebooted it and it went offline. You guys remember that? And like the whole map got sucked into the sky.
Yeah.
Like even though it was a gimmick, I mean it got the whole. I mean it was like the most watched and most concurrent, you know, views on Twitch and, you know, YouTube and stuff, and it was just like they did make a big event out of it. So it would be cool to kind of, even if it's not going to be as big in scale or in, you know, numbers or whatever metrics they're judging this off of, it would be cool to see them do something like that rather than just the iterative, you know, weapons updates or a new playlist or, you know, something like that.
Yeah, they did Raven and Activision. They did confirm that they were going to do like the big like in-game events for Warzone, and that the events were going to be a part of the Modern Warfare story, like a part of like the campaign and like the story.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's going to be like a part of the Modern Warfare lore.
Gotcha. There was one more. I didn't add this either. Did you guys see what they're doing to the cheaters, the PC, like not just PC, but like mostly the PC cheaters on Warzone?
Nah.
Basically, what they're doing is because they've banned 70,000 accounts within the last like 2 weeks or something for like mostly PC, like aimbots and stuff like that. But basically, to punish the cheaters if they want to play, if your account has been flagged for that, then they're just going to put you in a game, in a Warzone match with all of the other cheaters, and just make you play against them.
That's funny.
I mean, that's funny. I don't think that's a real solution, but I think it's funny.
I wonder if they'll have their cheats enabled still.
Yeah, right. And then the last one, guys, is a quick one. Final Fantasy VII Remake moves 3.5 million copies in its first 72 hours of release. It seems that Square Enix has a critical and commercial hit on its hands yet again, as they revealed on their official Twitter profile that Final Fantasy VII Remake has sold 3.5 million copies within 3 days of its initial release. For comparison's sake, the original 1997 title has sold approximately 13 million copies across the original run on PS1 and its subsequent re-releases. Scott Elmore writes in and asks, with the success of Final Fantasy VII Remake, when do you, and we've talked about this before, when do you realistically expect we'll see part 2? And how many parts do you think it'll ultimately be? Thanks and keep up the good work. So we've talked about it a little bit before, but you know, now that it's kind of settled
the earliest is mid to late 2022.
That's what I'm kind of thinking too, because they have the assets built, but but like I edited some of this out of his question, but he was like, you know, next up, obviously we have, you know, Calm and the Chocobo Ranch, and
the next game's gonna be a lot bigger.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot bigger
than the first one.
You know, Fort Condor and Junin Harbor, and you know, potentially meeting Yuffie, you know, and this is all, you know, Cosmo Canyon. This is all before we get to like Gold Saucer, which is like not even halfway through disc one.
Nah, that's not halfway through the game.
I mean, and so, you know, if they're going to take the amount of attention and detail that they put into the remake part 1, you know, what do you, realistically, how much of part 2 do you expect to be in there?
It's gonna. I'll say that I think like almost % sure they're gonna go all the way till Temple of the Ancient.
Yeah.
You think they'll go up to the original disc 1 ending?
I think. What?
I said, Sean, you think that they'll go up to the original ending of disc 1?
Yeah.
I think that's a good place.
I think that's a perfect place to end the next game.
Yeah, I think I see it being like 3 parts.
And have basically disc 2 and 3 and part 3.
Yeah, because disc 3 wasn't very large. There was only really the Northern Crater.
And I think they know that people don't want to have to wait for the end of the remake for like 10 years. So I don't think they're going to push it to like parts 4 or 5 and stuff like that.
I'm thinking like 2 games spaced out over 4 years, maybe 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably what they're going to do because they've been working on it since like last year, or not this past year. I think, like October 2019, something like that. So they're already
right.
And you said they already got the assets, and
right. Now my question is, this is more of a hypothetical. When you exit Midgar, obviously at the end of part 1, and you go out into the world map, what do you think it's going to look like from a HUD perspective?
I don't know. I've wondered that. I've wondered
is it going to be Cloud, walking around in an open world like The Witcher 3? Obviously,
no.
Or is it going to be?
They should still do a top-down kind of open world, and then just have things that you can interact with.
Okay.
But obviously, I think that they'll add more detail. But I'm sure there's like more things off the beaten path.
I want them to keep. I really do, because there's a lot of aspects of the original that I don't see how it would work without a world map.
Well, I was thinking that they would do something
like the submarine and the airship, like just iconic parts and the weapons at the end that you like meet on the like you fight them on the world map and
right.
I don't know how they would do that. I'm sure they have a way if they're not going to do a world map, but
I was thinking that it'll probably be a mix between like Final Fantasy 13 and 15, where like 15 is it's open areas, but it's not really open. I mean, I guess it is open world, but it's really meant to be. You're really meant to like use a car to travel and to get from point A to point B, but in between each like roadway, there's like points of interest where you can stop and get out and explore the environment around you. Or I was thinking they could do Final Fantasy 13, not as linear, but where it's still not necessarily an open world map, but it's kind of funneling you along in a almost like I was thinking almost like a Tomb Raider, where it's like open air, like big open areas, but not open world. I don't know how they would do that.
I hope they don't do that.
Yeah, I hope.
Like, the thing about getting out of Midgar first time when you first play it is like just realizing like how big the world is,
right?
And like being able to like walk around and stuff, and I think they should keep that experience for people.
And if they do it how they did like 15 with open areas, the world would be gigantic because it'd have to scale like
everything.
The areas like Junin is a big place, so they'd have to scale it so Junin is like a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. Well,
so
Leo,
the world would be huge if they did it like that.
What do you think, or what are you hoping for? What do you think it was going to look like?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't even know what to expect. I was just pretty much blown away at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what to expect or what they're going to do for the next one.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm still working we'll talk about it here in a second because we're going to transition to what we've been playing. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I think, we'll see probably 3 parts. I don't think they should, like you said, I don't think they should drag it any more than that.
I think 3 parts is like perfect because like the way they presented part 1, it was like it's a part of a bigger story, but its own story.
Right.
And so I think like a trilogy, people like trilogies.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it'd work well as a part.
Yeah, three would be a good number to stop at.
I don't think people want to play the ending when it's like 2030,
Right.
Because I mean, you could still remake 8.
Yeah.
I don't know if that one deserves a remake. I would like him to redo 6.
I think it's
cool.
One remake, like they did 7 would be cool.
Which one?
6.
Yeah.
Or any of them really. Like any of the
I think 6 would be cool.
Early, like from like 10 earlier.
Right.
Well, like 6 to 10.
Yeah. I think 6 would be really cool.
Or Suikoden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see that franchise come back. We'll see.
God, I hope so.
I don't think so, and it saddens me.
It is. It is a very sad day.
All right, guys, that is it for the news stories. There was, or at least that's all that I put down. There was a couple smaller things. There was and I'll just go through them real quick. There's a rumored May event for the Xbox Lockhart, which is their less powerful Xbox One Series, or Xbox Series S. It's rumored to be 4 teraflops, potentially without a disk drive, 2 terabyte hard drive, things like that. There was no real information on that, so I didn't. Now, let me ask you guys this, since you are going to get an Xbox. Let's say it's $500 for the Series X. What do you expect a less expensive version to come at, and which one are you going to spring for, like the Series X?
Getting the Series X for sure. The Lockhart's probably going to be $300,
right?
From what I've been hearing,
right.
I don't even honestly know if the Series X will even be $500. It might be lower. Phil Spencer said they're going to stay agile on the price,
right,
to compete with Sony.
Now, Sony's at $500 for theirs. So,
well, recent rumors have said that there have been anonymous reports from inside Sony that it could be anywhere from $500 to $549.
Yeah, I mean, if Microsoft wanted to really eat the cost, which they can afford to do, they would really undercut Sony,
right,
by $100.
Yeah,
because the One X's are now, I think they're going down to $250, so they're clearing out all that stock,
right,
for the new systems.
Yeah. The only other story that kind of relates to that is that the PS5 is going to see a lower amount of units available within its first year of launch. The reason being is not actually due to the coronavirus, which is what seems to have been moving everything around. It's actually due to the lessened demand because of its potential price, which again is now I'm seeing from several reports saying it could creep up to $549, and they're trying to nail down. They already have the components ordered, obviously, but they're trying to see. They're running the numbers basically to see how much they can, if they are going to sell it at a loss, how much of a loss, and things like that. So for comparison's sake, the PS4 sold 7.5 million units within its first 3 months on the market, I think, and 1 million of those came in its first 24 hours. And then for the PS5, they're only going to manufacture between 5.5 and 6.5 million in its first year. So I mean, it is a dramatic decrease. On top of that, with the economy the way it is, I'm sure that's playing into part of it. So who knows? Point is that if you do want a PS5 at or near launch,
as soon as you can.
You should probably pre-order it when it goes live, whenever that might be. If I was Sony, I would probably reveal the thing pretty soon, put pre-orders live.
I think they should have already revealed it.
That way they can get at least a good estimate on what the demand is and know how many they actually need to manufacture. But I mean, who knows? The last thing,
they should have pretty much did a pre-order when everyone got their stimulus check.
That would have been smart.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a really good idea. That was a good point. And then the last one was tying into that. What was it? I didn't write it down. It doesn't matter. It was something to do with Sony, but it's not a big deal. So let's transition now, guys, into what have you all been playing? Who wants to go first?
Well, we all beat Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
So
I'm just waiting on you, man.
I guess we're not playing that.
I'm still. I'm trying to get. Tuesday might be a stretch. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I will say,
try to get it done,
you really want to, you really don't need to do the side quests.
I really haven't been. I've been.
Yeah, if you mainline it, you're not really going to miss it.
Right.
Yeah, it's not even like you get super good items from it or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I did the first.
Yeah, it's just there to stretch out the game, really.
Yeah. I just didn't find them very compelling, and it just didn't. Yeah, it didn't really hook me, so I've been pretty much skipping most of the side quests. I'm gonna try to get it done by Tuesday. I'm still in the sewers after Wall Market, so I mean I'm only 12 or 13 hours in.
Wednesday.
When was that? How many days has it been?
You're not
Last Thursday.
You're not gonna have it.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to do the reveal Tuesday.
So we'll see. I'm gonna try to get it done. I've got some time etched out in my schedule to try to knock this out, but it's getting a little dicey. I don't know. We'll see.
What do you have the kids this weekend?
Yeah, I'll get them Friday.
Well, just bring them over one day next week. Just spend the whole day.
There you go. Just play Final Fantasy for 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Justice for the Shinra building.
So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, now that you guys have finished it, what have you guys been playing? Going back to Call of Duty?
I don't know.
Apex.
I've just been trying to find a game since then.
Yeah.
I started playing Ni no Kuni 2.
How you liking that?
It's good. I like it a lot. It's fun.
Yeah. I
haven't gotten that far. Maybe like 5 to 10 hours. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
So
I like the first one more, but the second one was still really good.
And I've also been playing GTA 5
Campaign
Yeah,
or online.
campaign.
Yeah. Now, have you beaten it before?
No, I never really played the campaign.
Oh, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, I've beaten that.
It's really good. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's a really good game. GTA 5 is really special. I think they knocked it out of the park.
It's Rockstar, so
Yeah. What about you?
I swear they wrote a code into that game though, so that like people, even like if they're like at a red light, they'll just like pull out in front of you. They're like they wrote a code to like increase the crash rate.
Sure, try to get you mad.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You're trying to abide to traffic laws?
people cut me off so often. I'm like, they're doing this on purpose. They did this on purpose.
Oh, that's funny.
well, I've been playing. I started God of. I never played that.
Oh, really? Oh my god, that's such a great game. The 2-year anniversary was on 4/20. It was 2 days ago since it's
Yeah, I'm really liking it. I don't know how far I'm into it. Maybe 15 hours, whatever that means. I don't know how long the game is.
I mean, it's
there's a lot to do.
40 hours. Probably.
Yeah. I'm really liking it.
I like the combat. I like throwing the Leviathan axe.
I don't find myself doing that a lot.
What?
I've been doing it more.
I just like the way it feels. Like I said, it just feels like what it would be like to like throw Thor's hammer and just call it back to you.
Yeah, I never really found myself throwing it a lot either. For like long range, I'd always use like Grace's arrows.
Really? I would always. That was my go-to.
Yeah. But I am enjoying it. I do like it.
Yeah,
it is a little like the frame rate kind of dips a lot because I'm on the original PlayStation 4.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think other than that, I haven't been playing much.
Okay.
The XCloud beta.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I got.
That's right.
Yeah, I've been doing. It's really good. It's really fucking good.
So explain to me, explain your setup. Like, kind of what have you been playing? How's the results so far and everything?
Pretty much like I signed up for like the beta, like in December or something, and I just got the confirmation email a couple days ago. So I just go and download the app, open the app, and there's all the games there that you can play. Did
you download it on your phone, or was it your PC or your laptop?
I got it on my phone.
You got it on your phone?
I haven't tried it on the PC yet. I don't know if my controller would hook up to it. Okay. I don't know if like the laptop has Bluetooth or not. I'm not sure. I don't use it a lot.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I tried out.
It's not compatible with anything Apple. So
not yet. It should be soon though, because I did try to download it on his iPad.
Oh, it didn't work.
Nah. Let's see. I played some Bleeding Edge, some Destiny 2, Forza Horizon.
So how's the How's the response time? How is there noticeable
It's
lag?
pretty good. It's pretty good.
I didn't see any lag.
Yeah.
Really?
If anything, it's just very minimal. The game, like, it did like have to reconnect sometimes just because I think I'm in the basement here. I don't get good internet connection down here anyways.
Right.
If I was somewhere like upstairs, I'm sure it would work better.
Right.
But it's really cool. Like, it's really weird, like playing
to be able to do
something that high fidelity on your phone.
Now, is it, as far as like the graphics, is there a noticeable dip in quality? Is there a lot of artifacting or anything like that? No.
Like,
that's awesome.
Our secondary TV is like, it's like a 720. Like, whenever we're playing on the big TV, there's just something going on in the background. It looks better than the 720.
Really?
On my phone. Yeah, way better.
Now,
it's just that the screen's small. But
is this the
really cool?
Now, granted, you've only been using the service for a couple of days, but do you think this is the future that these people that like Google Stadia and xCloud and PlayStation Now are trying to make it to be? Is this like the next big step in?
It would have to be if they want to compete with like the Switch to be mobile.
Yeah, especially
and in like Japan,
especially in the Asian markets,
it's all mobile.
Where
gaming.
They're really trying to make strides pushing xCloud. Like the xCloud beta in Korea the numbers are way bigger than here.
Okay.
I'm not sure about Japan, but I know they're big there too. Yeah, I think the thing I say about xCloud, I don't see it necessarily, at least for the American market and probably the European market. I don't think it's going to replace consoles anytime soon, but I think it's going to complement your gaming in a really cool way. And I also think the barrier of entry is so low because like I'm pretty sure I'm in this beta until it officially releases, and I'm like almost 100% sure they're just going to roll that into my subscription, the xCloud stuff. So
that makes sense.
Maybe I have to pay an extra $5 or $10 a month or something,
right?
For it, but yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. I think that's probably where gaming's going.
Yeah, I would imagine the only, and we don't have to get like super into it, but I think in certain parts of this country, we're fortunate because we do live next to a big city, relatively. But for people that don't have like solid internet, out in the middle of nowhere, it seems to be a little tough. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I hope it does well. I hope Sony makes a big push with PlayStation Now because I think that would be cool to be able to literally pull out any screen that you have and then carry a controller with you if you want, and then just be able to do a couple missions and then just turn it off. And obviously when we were growing up, I mean, that just was never, I mean, unless you had a Game Boy or something like that, gaming on the go is just not.
It's crazy, dude. Like this switching, you can just switch from game to game. And obviously their servers are just loading everything, so you get in and out of games really quick. You don't have to download nothing.
That's awesome. That does sound pretty cool. I do like that, and that's kind of with PlayStation Now. Now they have an iPad app I haven't used, but I do use it on my laptop every once in a while.
You cut out in the last part over there.
I was saying that I do have PlayStation Now, and I'll play it on my laptop every once in a while. I don't think it's Bluetooth. I do have to connect the controller through the charging cable, which kind of sucks, but it is cool to be able to just hop in and out of games and not have to download like 100 gig game to try it or play it for a couple minutes. I
wonder if they'll come over with attach on the controller. So
there is.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, I gotta order one.
There you go.
Yeah.
So who knows? What about you, Leo? What have you been playing now that Final Fantasy VII is
back
done?
to MLB?
Well, I am back to MLB. I switched from Road to the Show to franchise mode. Okay. Because it was getting too easy for me. I think by the fourth year, my guy is probably gonna have a career 200 home runs and 600 RBIs, which is unheard of. So
it's a little much.
Because right now I'm like 100.
Did it? in his first 4 years.
But like right now, I'm like at 150 home runs in my second year. So
I'm not hitting like 75 home runs a year.
first year I hit 52 home runs. Second year I hit 61 home runs.
Okay.
And my third year before All-Star game, I was at 29 home runs. So
steroids.
and like 70 RBIs before All-Star. So I switched to franchise mode just to see how different it is, and the controller is totally different than it is for Road to the Show.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah. So it's a little tougher, but I mean,
is it giving you more of a challenge though?
Yeah, I'm at second place. Plus, in the Road to the Show, I try to give the Reds the benefit of the doubt, trying to win a World Series with them. I even signed a 2-year deal for like $2 million for my player. Where they're gypping me. They're like benching me like every other 6 days. And
$2 million.
And I was like, I'm about to feel like I want to be traded just because I'm bringing in like 50 plus home runs a year and you're benching me.
That's funny. Man. Yeah, I haven't really been, like I said, I'm very slowly working my way through Final Fantasy VII, trying to get it done. Other than that, it's really just been Call of Duty, which we've talked about that ad nauseum, so I won't talk anymore about that. It really is just kind of a slow period. It's a good time to go through your backlog.
Yeah, I'll probably try Call of Duty. And I'll probably see what's on PS now. See what's on there.
There's some good games.
There's no Last of Us 2, man. Like that really bums me out.
Oh, I know. That's
like that should be coming out soon or already come out.
It was at the end of May, so about a month away, so 5 weeks away.
Soon, yeah.
And Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk was supposed to be out already.
Been out.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Ghost of Tsushima is about 8 weeks away, 9 weeks away.
I thought that got pushed back.
Not yet. There's a rumor that they're going to because of The Last of Us.
Yeah, I saw a thumbnail from like somewhere on YouTube that said it got delayed, but it might have been clickbait. I don't know.
It didn't. Not yet. But yeah, the rumor is that it will be. But yeah, I mean, it's always funny because every fall/winter, they always announce like all of these spring, first quarter, first half of the year titles, and it was supposed to be like so jam packed. It was, Resident Evil 3
came out, honestly.
Oh yeah,
it was Resident Evil 3 and Final Fantasy 7. It was supposed to be Cyberpunk, and then Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima, and there was Ori in there, and there was a couple Xbox exclusives.
I heard Doom Eternal.
Yeah, I was going to say Doom Eternal and some others, and a lot of those have slipped. Although CD Projekt Red did say that even with the coronavirus stuff, that they are planning on still hitting the new September release date for Cyberpunk, and that it shouldn't be delayed because of that. That's always good news. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of a slow period. Good time to work on your backlog or anything like that. I think that's it, guys, unless you guys have anything else you want to add before we sign off for the week?
Nope.
Watch Waco. It's really good.
What's
on
Waco?
Netflix. David Koresh, Waco, Texas. Cult.
Yeah, I didn't know there. Is it like a documentary?
No, it's like a mini series.
Oh, really? It's just called Waco?
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay,
really
I'll
good.
check it out. I started watching, or it was a movie. I watched Social Network again for the first time since it came out, which I really, really liked.
Angel Has Fallen's on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, I saw that. With what's his name? Russell Crowe.
Gerard Butler.
Or Gerard Butler, not Russell Crowe.
Very different people.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of the same person.
No, not really.
I mean, you could put them in a lineup, and I mean, it would be simple.
No.
Yeah. And then, did you guys ever watch? Because when I watched Social Network, it recommended Steve Jobs with Michael Fassbender. Did you guys ever see that?
Yeah, that's really good.
That was good. I'm there. As soon as we get off here, I'm going to finish it.
I'm pretty sure they have the Ashton Kutcher version too, on
I think it's
Netflix.
called Job.
Yeah.
Is that one
Make
any
a Venn
good?
diagram, huh?
Is that one any good?
It's all right.
It's
all
still
right.
good.
Is it? Okay.
I've been watching 24.
Yeah,
The original.
Jack Bauer.
Yeah. It's
Like the clock.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
That show.
I used to love that show. I watched the first 4 or 5 seasons.
I'm surprised if they got past the first season. It's just the storyline for itself. It's ridiculous.
I mean, Jack
Like
Bauer is a national hero, so
No, I mean the first episode, first year, a season. It takes place for one day, right?
yeah, right.
So his wife gets kidnapped 4 times, gets raped, finds out she's pregnant, loses her memory, and dies at the end
Damn.
in one day.
How'd they?
They did a rape kit, and the
Still
dog.
can't find out.
I know exactly.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
it's not her. It's
I've never
not the
seen
rapist,
it.
but
I never had
yeah.
to watch it.
I mean the intensity of it's good, but it's kind of hard to believe that all that stuff happens in one day.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, don't you guys ever sleep?
when you break it down like that, it does seem a little.
I mean, I think it would be a lot better if you saw it like how it's supposed to have
Right, like one episode
gone.
a week. Yeah,
Yeah, not try to watch the whole thing and at one time. Because I think I'm pretty much watched the first season in exactly like one day. So
yeah.
so seeing that happen in one day, I was like, and that's just the wife. The daughter got kidnapped 3 times.
Oh, that's too funny.
Crazy.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna find something. I might check out that Wake Up. Like I said, I'm just looking for something to watch at this point.
Try Last Kingdom. I don't know if that's...
I started that. I watched it for about 5 minutes and I got distracted with something, so I got to go back to that.
Well, I'm going to watch it as soon as they're done watching it. I don't want to mess up their flow.
Oh, I already finished.
Okay.
I've averaged a season a day. I mean, I just always had
It's
it
really
on.
good.
That's one day in 24.
All right, guys, there you have it. That's it for this week's episode of the Save Point Podcast. Like I said at the top of the show, if this is your first time, give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend. We appreciate the love and support that you guys have shown us so far. Give us some gaming recommendations or some movie recommendations. It's kind of that slow period right now. Everybody's kind of still
Yeah, I'm running out of stuff to watch. So
Yeah.
any suggestions would be appreciated.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Any suggestions for any type of entertainment? Well, we're all still, riding out this world-ending pandemic. It seems like. I think that's everything. Unless you guys have anything before we log off here.
Nope.
All right, guys. That is it. Until next week. You guys stay safe.